are the craziest moments in MLB history.
These two guys are coming.
What the hell is that? Come on, man.
This is getting ridiculous.
And at number 20, pay attention to this ball. Ooh, now that's hard to watch. But I can watch number 19 all day, cause the Cubs mascot, Clammy Sosa, once ate an umpire.
Clammy Sosa. A little entertainment going on for you there.
What the hell? This guy just sat there and took it. But these players in number 18 got attacked by a swarm of bees.
I got some bugs making their way across the field here now. We had bees behind home plate.
They have swarmed right on the screen behind home plate.
Now for number 17, we gotta talk about this Dodgers fan, cause he risked his box of fries for a foul ball.
What? Oh, no! Oh, yeah! Forget about the $90 fries. Are you kidding me?
But it didn't stop there, cause after he got some more food, another ball ruined his meal.
What?
That's the same guy.
And the same...
He goes, really? Serious business.
And the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Same guy's ticked off.
Dropping all that food. Oh, at least now he has a lot of balls. And so does this fan at number 16, because he snuck onto the field during a game to propose to his girlfriend and almost died.
Well, take a look at this epic proposal at Dodger Stadium last night. This man here rushes the field and takes a knee to pop the question to someone out in the stands. However, his proposal wasn't very long.
And while his girl ended up saying yes, the man was banned from Dodger Stadium for an entire year. Hey man, that's the price of love right there. But number 15 wasn't just crazy, it was impossible. Pay attention to the ball here.
Wilson Contreras, strike one. So the first pitch was fouled. Where did it go? Easter egg hunt. Right into his pocket. Did he just hand it right back?
Man, he acted like he's done that a million times. Come on. But I've never seen anything like number 14, because A.J. Burnett lost control of his pitch during warm-up and destroyed a car window.
You know, I think he didn't have a good release point on this fastball. He missed, Mike.
That almost looked intentional. But number 13 doesn't even make sense. Cause in the middle of May, during a game in Kansas City, it was 32 degrees outside and raining, when suddenly the rain somehow turned into snow.
And we are now in a rain delay of over 2 hours, which has become a snow delay. And the snow is coming down pretty heavy now. And we have been told that any minute, any second, we should get a decision from the umpires.
I mean, seeing snow during a baseball game is already crazy, but for it to happen in May, that's insane. But hey, at least they were having fun, cause number 12 is just depressing. The time that a grown-ass woman once robbed a little girl. See, a foul ball flew into the stands, and instead of letting this little girl get it, this woman ripped it from her hands.
Whoa. Wait, what was that adult lady doing to that little gal?
She took the ball. Juan Miranda tried to give it to the little gal, and she took it from her.
Took it right from her.
And that was last Friday.
That's beyond wrong.
Don't worry though, cause later in the game, the camera crew that caught the moment found the little girl and delivered her the game ball. I know exactly what kind of woman that is though. You can just tell by the haircut. But anyways, at number 11, a father and son made sports history together. See, not only were Ken Griffey Sr. and his son the first father-son duo to play on the same pro team, but they both hit back-to-back home runs in the same game.
Well hit to center field. Devon White going back. Gone! A two-run home run. An instantaneous 2-0 Seattle lead. And he hits one well to left center field. Dante Bichette. Back-to-back home run.
What else can these guys do?
And to this day, no other sport has seen a father-son duo. But look, dog, we're in the top 10 now, so things are about to get wild. And we gotta take a look at the time that the first pitch was thrown by a literal nut. This is Sister Mary, a former college softball player turned Catholic school teacher, who in 2018 was chosen to throw the opening pitch for the White Sox. And her arm used to be an absolute rocket, cause in her college days during the 90s, she measured her fastball throw to be 76 miles per hour. So when it was time to throw the first pitch, Sis delivered.
With a little added extra,
Look at this thing.
Pretty good job, but throws it in the zone.
Yeah, and after this moment, she instantly went viral, from trending on Twitter to making it to ESPN's top 10 plays of the day, and even getting nominated for an ESPY for the most viral moment of the year. Damn, you must have threw some holy water on that thing. But someone needs to say a prayer for number 9, because an MLB pregame ceremony once caused a national scare. During the national anthem at a Washington Nationals game, the pregame ceremony ended with a bang, as parachuters from the military dropped down into the stadium. But there was one problem. The Nationals forgot to tell the government that a plane would be flying over the Capitol, so government officials thought that bombs were dropping from the sky and evacuated the building.
Police saw an aircraft that they thought posed a probable threat. Turns out it was a plane carrying members of the U.S. Army Golden Knights. They were parachuting into Nationals Park, the Major League Baseball stadium, for a pregame demonstration.
They got scared of their own military. That's wild. But they weren't the only parachuters to cause mayhem, cause at number 8, a skydiver once crashed the World Series.
And that's one of the many reasons an unexpected guest at Shea Stadium. Well, he took the expression, why don't you drop by, literally and figuratively.
That's about the only way to beat the traffic in this town.
One ball and everybody got a kick out of it. 1-0 to count to Bill Buckner, and I'll tell you what, Wally Backman almost jumped out of his uniform when that man came down in front of him at second base.
And why not?
Yeah, and you would think doing something that crazy would put this man in jail for life. But no, the guy got off with a $500 fine and 100 hours of community service. Man, that's chump change. But number 7 was a bag, cause a home run once won a Diamondbacks fan $1 million. See, in 1999, an Arizona radio station ran a contest called Grand Slam Sunday, where a fan at the game would choose a Diamondbacks player to hit a grand slam, and if they guessed the correct player and correct inning, they'd win $1 million. So a woman named Guyleen Hoyle was chosen for the contest, and she picked Jay Bell to hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now, even though Jay Bell is a great hitter, this prediction was beyond crazy, cause the chances of hitting a grand slam are 1 in 1,362. So for someone to predict when and where that would happen is like 1 in a trillion. But by some miracle, during the game, the bases were loaded and Jay was up to bat when this happened.
Runners go. Deep drive, left field. Way back, warning track, wall. You can touch them all, Jay Bell. It's a grand slam and he does it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Arizona's newest millionaire.
The emotions that come over you are so overwhelming. It's an exciting emotion. It's exciting.
Wow, that's gotta feel good. But look, there's a lot more crazy baseball moments coming up, like the time a team cheated so badly they were criminally investigated by the FBI, or when a fan ruined the World Series for a team and was hated by every baseball fan. And we'll get to all that and much more. But first, we gotta talk about our sponsor, Game Time, the cheapest and safest way to get sports tickets. Because if you find cheaper tickets than Game Times, they will literally give you 110% of the difference to buy any tickets you want. So you'll get the cheapest tickets guaranteed. They got tickets for sports, music, comedy, and so much more. And if you're like me, worried about getting bad seats because of how cheap the tickets are, don't worry, because Game Time has the best feature ever. You can check the view from any seat in the venue, so you can pick the best seats for the best prices with no hidden fees. Game Time is famous for having the best last-minute tickets out there, and since they also offer the cheapest tickets possible, it's a no-brainer. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code REBOUND for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code REBOUND for $20 off. Download Game Time today for last-minute tickets at the lowest price, guaranteed. But now, we gotta talk about the team that cheated so badly they got investigated by the FBI. See, in 1994, during a game between the White Sox and Indians, White Sox manager Gene Lamont got word that Indians all-star player Albert Bell was using an illegal bat. So Gene let the umpires know, and they quickly inspected it, all agreeing that something isn't right. So they took the bat and locked it away in the umpire's office. But as the game went on, the Indians started freaking out, knowing damn well that their bat was corked, and that their star player was about to be suspended. So they came up with an insane way to steal their bat back. The only problem was the door to the umpire's office was locked. So a member of the team was going to have to climb through the ceiling, lower himself in, and replace the corked bat with a regular one. And guess what? That is exactly what they did. But after the game ended, the umpires immediately noticed that it was the wrong bat and alerted the authorities, telling everyone to search the stadium. And they even brought in an FBI agent to help look for clues. But after a few days, the bat was nowhere to be found, and the commissioner was pissed. So he threatened to bring in the entire FBI and prosecute everyone involved. So the Indians got scared and quickly returned it. And in the end, Bell was suspended for 10 games. They really thought this was a damn spy movie or something. But look, dog, we're in the top 5 now, and we gotta talk about the 1989 World Series, because it was ruined by an earthquake. See, during Game 3 of the 1989 World Series, the Oakland A's were taking on the Giants in San Francisco. You had over 62,000 people in the stadium, and over 26 million watching from home. The stadium was buzzing, but it wasn't from excitement, it was from fear.
At second base, so the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an
A 6.9 magnitude earthquake destroyed Oakland. And even though the A's ended up winning the World Series 11 days later, the city still lost, cause the earthquake caused over $5 billion in damages. It could have been a lot worse though, cause experts claim that hundreds of lives were saved, all thanks to the World Series. You had all these people in the stadium, away from the center of the earthquake. Now for number 4, we gotta talk about the curse of the Red Sox. See, in 1920, after winning 3 World Series in a row, the Red Sox made the worst decision ever, trading the legendary Babe Ruth to the Yankees. From this moment on, the Red Sox were cursed, cause every time they got close to winning the World Series, it would be ripped away. They would have amazing seasons where they were the best in the league, only to choke in the playoffs, and even made it to 4 Game 7s in the World Series, only to lose them all. Fans were convinced this team was cursed, and it was all because of that trade. But in 2004, the Red Sox were facing the Yankees in the ALCS with a chance to finally break the curse. But just 3 games in, the Red Sox had their backs completely against the wall, cause they were already down 3-0 and were 1 game away from being eliminated. And to make things worse, no team in the history of baseball has ever come back from being down 3-0, so it looked like a done deal. But during the bottom of the 12th inning, with the Red Sox tied 4-4, something magical happened, cause they rallied together and came back to win the game.
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
After that game, the Red Sox stole the momentum, winning Game 5 in Boston and a 5-4 nail-biter, taking Game 6 in New York 4-2, and destroying the Yankees in Game 7 10-3. Somehow, they won 4 games in a row, eliminating the Yankees, and then they went on to beat the Cardinals in the World Series, making it one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, and finally beating the curse of the Red Sox after 86 years. Man, I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that again, but I hope we don't ever see anything like number 3, cause MLB fans are so crazy, they destroyed an entire field. See, in 1979, the White Sox were having a rough season. I mean, the team sucked, and they had trouble just getting fans to come to games, so they cooked up a crazy idea that they knew would draw fans in. Disco Demolition Night. See, at this point, disco had been around for over a decade, and people were sick of it. So the team sold tickets for 98 cents and invited fans to bring their disco records to the stadium, where they could throw them in a giant pipe, and after the game, be able to watch their records literally blow up. The only problem was, over 50,000 people showed up to the stadium. So once it was time to blow up the records, all hell broke loose.
This is now officially the world's largest anti-disco rally.
Fans stormed the field, hopped fences, and even snuck into the stadium, till eventually the police showed up and arrested 39 people. But the worst part was, the explosion was so big, it literally tore a hole in the field, and the White Sox had to play a second game immediately after. But the field was so badly damaged, they spent hours trying to clean the debris and make the field playable, till eventually, the White Sox had no choice but to forfeit the game. Come on, man, disco's not that bad. But anyway, number 2 is only a little crazy, because we gotta talk about the tiniest player in MLB history. This is Eddie Goodell, a 3'7", 60-pound menace. And while his career was short-lived, he made a long-lasting impact, because in his only appearance, rocking the number 18, Eddie got walked, went to first base, drew thousands of fans to the game, and got paid $15 grand in today's money for his one appearance. Never to play in the league again. He might have been short, but his money's tall. Now, before we get to number 1, we got one ridiculous honorable mention. Because what if I told you 2 MLB players once swapped wives? See, in 1973, 2 players on the Yankees, Mike Kekich and Fritz Peterson, were just hanging out after a game one night. Their wives were with them, and everyone was having a great time. So they all decided to hit up another party. But on the way out, they thought it'd be funny if they swapped wives, just for the drive over. Now, they ended up having such a good time, and the next night, they decided to do it all over again, and again, and again, till eventually, the 2 fell in love with each other's wives, and decided to make the swap permanent. But they didn't just swap wives, they actually swapped their entire families, including their dogs and, their kids. The craziest part though, they all thought this was completely normal. I mean, they joked about it, saying, "Don't say this was a wife swapping, because it wasn't. We didn't swap wives, we swapped lives." Now, while Peterson and his wife Suzanne eventually separated, Kekich and his wife Marilyn are still together to this day. Man, I don't know how to feel about this. But look, we still gotta talk about number 1, the craziest moment in MLB history. The time a fan ruined a team's shot at the World Series and almost died for it. See, the Chicago Cubs hadn't been to a World Series in 95 years. It was the longest drought in sports history, but in 2003, during the NLCS against the Marlins, it looked like this would be the year that the Cubs finally broke the curse, cause in the top of the 8th inning of Game 6, the Cubs needed 5 outs to win. And when Florida Marlins Luis Castillo hit a foul ball that looked like it was gonna be caught, tragedy struck. Cubs fan named Steve Bartman thought the ball was out of play, so he tried to catch it, which caused Moises Alou to drop the ball. In an instant, every fan in the stadium started screaming at Steve, throwing beer and food at him, till finally, security had to escort him out of the stadium, and the Cubs went on to lose that game and the series. And every fan in Chicago decided to blame Steve. But eventually, they took things too far, because they leaked his personal information, like where he lived, who his family members were, and even received multiple death threats. Steve was so scared to leave his house, he had no choice but to just hide, all because of a foul ball. And this went on for 13 years, until 2016, when the Cubs finally turned everything around, because they not only won the World Series, breaking a 108-year drought, but they showed true class, and thanked Steve, the man that suffered for over a decade, by giving him a ring of his own.
The Cubs are hoping this helps turn the page, a World Series ring engraved with Bartman's name. In a statement, Bartman said, "I humbly receive the ring not only as a symbol of one of the most historic achievements in sports, but as an important reminder for how we should treat each other in today's society."
Man, I'm just glad that story had a happy ending, cause there's a lot of baseball moments that don't, like the time a player got caught using pine tar and it ended his career, or when Sammy Sosa ruined his legacy with a corked bat. Yeah, there's been some insane baseball cheating throughout the years, and if you want to hear all these stories and more, you need to click on this video right here. These are MLB cheating moments, and this video's over, so I mean, you might as well click on it, right? You know, both just sitting here, you could just click it, you know, it's right there. Little click, 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 click it.